Hello all, welcome to the course on Python Programming for Beginners, Module 11, Object-Oriented Programming, Lecture 5. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about the inheritance. Inheritance is the process of inheriting the properties of the parent class into the child class. And whatever the existing class that is already there is called as the base class or parent class. And the new class that we are going to create from the base class is called as a subclass or a child class or a derived class. The main purpose of inheritance is the reusability of the code. That means we need not start writing the code from scratch. If we have already a base class, we can, if we want to include new functionalities to the existing class, we can use the concept of inheritance. In inheritance, the child class acquires all the data members, properties, and functions from the parent class. And a child class can also provide its specific implementation to the methods of the parent class. So basically, the child class inherits the attributes and the methods from the parent class. And to these functions, the child class can also modify the implementation of the inherited functions. Let us see the syntax for creating a derived class from the base class. Let us say we already have the base class whose name is base class. Here we will be writing the body of the base class. Then we can create a new class which is the derived class by using class derived class, which is the name of the derived class, and we have to mention the name of the base class within the open parenthesis. Then we can start writing the body of the new derived class. And Python supports various types of inheritance depending upon the number of child and parent classes involved. So it supports 5 types of inheritance, including single inheritance, multiple, multi-level, hierarchical, and hybrid inheritance. Let us see these types of inheritance one after the other with an example each. In single inheritance, the first one is the single inheritance, and in single inheritance, a child class inherits from a single parent. That means there is only one child class and one parent class. Child class inherits the properties or the attributes and methods of the parent class. Let us see an example program for single inheritance where we are defining a base class called as vehicle. So class vehicle, and we are defining a method which is vehicle underscore info, where we are simply printing a statement inside the vehicle class. Now, if we want to create a child class whose name is car, we can do so by writing class car, and we can mention the name of the parent class within the open parenthesis. We have to mention the name of the parent class within the open parenthesis. Then only this car represents a child class of vehicle. And in this we are writing another method car underscore info, where we are simply printing inside car class. So basically here we have created 2 classes. One is vehicle, which is a base class, and we are creating another child class from the base class vehicle. And each of them are having 2 methods, which is vehicle underscore info in vehicle class and car underscore info in the car class. Now we are creating an object of the child class by using car equal to car followed by open parenthesis. Here car is the name of the class, which is the child class. So since car is the child class object, it inherits the properties from the base class, which is the vehicle class. So now the car object is associated with the method vehicle underscore info as well as car underscore info. Since car is a object of the inherited class car, car underscore info will be the method of the car object. And in addition, since it acquired the properties from the base class, vehicle underscore info also will be a method of the car object. So we can invoke the methods by using car dot vehicle underscore info and car dot car underscore info. So not simply the methods of its own class, it can invoke the methods of the base class also. So if we look at the output, car dot vehicle underscore info is invoking the method vehicle underscore info of the parent class, where we are printing inside vehicle class, and car dot car underscore info, which invokes the method of the child class, where we are printing inside car class. So this is the output. And the next type of inheritance is multiple inheritance, where one single class can be created by inheriting the properties of multiple parent classes. So in multiple inheritance, one child class can inherit from multiple parent classes. So here there is only one child class and multiple parent classes. So let us see the example of multiple inheritance. This is the program where we are creating a class called as person. This is one class, and we are creating another class too, which is company. So these two are the base classes. Person is one base class and company is another base class. So in person, we are using person underscore info method, where we are printing inside person class, and we are also printing the values of name and age, which are the attributes of the person class. And we are also creating another class, which is company, where we are defining one more method, which is company underscore info, where we are passing the attributes company underscore name and location. Here we are initializing the values of company underscore name as well as location. And we are printing inside company class, and we are also printing the values of the attributes. Now we are creating a new child class, which is inherited from both of these base classes, person and company, by using the class definition, class employee, with person and company class names within the open parenthesis, indicating that employee is a child class inheriting the properties of the base classes person and company. So again, in this newly created child class employee, we are writing one more method, employee underscore info, where we are printing inside employee class, and we are also printing the attribute values, salary and skill. So here we are using the parameterized constructors. So here we are creating an object EMP, which is employee. That means EMP is an object of the child class employee. EMP dot person underscore info. Since EMP is a derived class of the person and company, it can invoke the methods of the person class as well as company class. That means it inherits the attributes and methods of both of these base classes, which are person and company. So you can invoke person underscore info by using the EMP object. You can also invoke company underscore info by using the child class object EMP. And employee underscore info is anyway a method of the same class. So you can invoke EMP dot employee underscore info. So in emp.person_info, we are initializing the name and age of the person. And in company_info, we are initializing the company name and location of the employee object, emp object. And in the third method, which is employee_info, which is defined within the child class, we are initializing the salary and skill of the employee. So here we created two parent classes, person and company respectively. Then we created one child class, which is called as the employee, which inherits the properties of person and company classes. So when we try to execute this program, it is going to print inside person class with the first method person_info. It is going to print inside person class, and it is also going to print the name and age. And then with emp.company_info, it is going to invoke the method inside company class, and it is going to print the company name and location. And then when we invoke the method employee_info, we are going to invoke the method of employee_info, which is defined in the child class, which prints inside employee class, and it also prints the values of salary as well as the skill, which is machine learning in this case. The next type of inheritance is multi-level inheritance. And in multi-level inheritance, a class inherits from a child class or a derived class. Suppose there are three classes A, B, and C. A is a superclass and B is the child class of A and C is the child class of B. So we can say that a chain of classes is called as multi-level inheritance, and it is represented diagrammatically here. Child class 1 is inherited from parent class and child class 2 is inherited from the child class 1. So let us see an example program for multi-level inheritance where we are creating the base class vehicle, which is having the method vehicle_info, and we are deriving a class, child class car, with vehicle as the base class, and we are also deriving one more child class, which is sports car, with the base class as car. So in car we have the method car_info, and in sports car we have another method sports_car_info. That means here car is derived from vehicle and sports car is derived from car. So there is a chain of inherited classes in this case. So we are creating an object of sports car by using s_car equal to sports car. So this s_car or the child class sports car inherits the properties of the vehicle class as well as the car class. So we can invoke the method vehicle_info, car_info, and sports car_info by using the same object of the child class. So in this example, we can see the chaining of the classes where there are three classes named as vehicle, car, and sports car. In this case, vehicle is the superclass and car is the child of the vehicle class, and so sports car is a child class of car. And we can see the respective invocation of vehicle_info, car_info, and sports car_info, and the respective print statements that are defined within the methods. And the next category of inheritance is hierarchical inheritance. In hierarchical inheritance, there are more than one child class which are derived from one single parent class. So we can say that one parent class and multiple child classes is termed as hierarchical inheritance. Let us understand hierarchical inheritance by using an example. In this case, we are creating a vehicle class, which is the parent class, and car and truck. Both of these classes are the child classes inherited from one single parent class, which is the vehicle class. And in vehicle class, we have the method info, which is printing this is a vehicle. And in in car class, we have a method car underscore info, where we are printing the car name. And in truck class, we have one more method truck underscore info, where we are printing the truck name. So here we are creating an object 1 of the car class. So obj1.info is going to invoke the method of vehicle class, and obj1.car underscore info is going to invoke the method of car class. So since we are passing BMW as an argument, it is going to print the name as BMW. So that you can see here, this is vehicle and car name is BMW. Now we are creating one more object obj2 of the truck class. Since truck is inherited from vehicle, this truck class has the methods of the vehicle class as well as the method truck underscore info. So obj.info, it is going to invoke the method of the vehicle class, and truck underscore info is going to invoke the method of the same class which is defined in truck. So you can observe the corresponding output here. This is vehicle and the truck name is Ford. Since we are passing the name as Ford, it is printing it as Ford. And the last category of inheritance is hybrid inheritance. And hybrid inheritance consists of one or more types of inheritance combined. And it consists of multiple types or combination of different types of inheritance. So that is represented in this diagram, where we can see a combination of hierarchical inheritance, where there are two classes derived from one single parent class. And we can also see the multiple inheritance, where the child class 3 is created from 3 different parent classes, which are child class 1, child class 2, and parent class. So let us see an example of hybrid inheritance, where we are defining a class vehicle and we are defining a child class car which is inherited from vehicle, and another class truck which is also inherited from the same base class vehicle. So with these three classes, you can observe the hierarchical inheritance, where there is only one base class and there are two child classes. And in addition, we are defining a sports car class which is inherited from both car as well as vehicle. So this is a multiple inheritance. Since we are inheriting the properties of multiple classes, it is called as multiple inheritance. Now we are creating an object s underscore car which belongs to the sports car or the child class. And this child class inherits the properties from all the base classes, including vehicle class, car class, and sports car class. So anyway, the method sports car info is a method of sports car class. So in this class, we have discussed about the concept of inheritance. Inheritance is a core concept in Python and object-oriented programming as well, allowing a new class to be created which inherits the attributes and methods from an existing class, which is called as the base class or the superclass. Python supports single inheritance, hierarchical, multiple, hybrid inheritances, multi-level inheritance also. And inheritance promotes code reusability. That is the advantage of the inheritance concept. So with this, we came to the end of this lecture, and we'll see the next concepts of object-oriented programming in the next lecture. Thank you.